Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Ameicas Stage 1 for Week 3. My guest at this time is brawk of NRG, coming off of their match against G2, in which it came out on the losing end and thus continuing their run in said group stage. And so, brawk, thank you so much for the interview, really do appreciate it. And it comes at a pretty, I would say, tough moment, losing to G2 in a pretty lopsided fashion. So I gotta give you the obvious opener. What's going through your mind?
It was kind of rough. I feel like they're a really good team, and yeah, basically we came in with a good game plan, but we just need to adapt in the moment. It changed up a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys started off with set game plan with a pretty interesting choice going for the Lotus, a map in which G2 has been strong in so far this year. Just starting off on that aspect, with that game plan in mind, what was the team focusing on with in focusing? What was the team focusing on the most when it comes to starting off with the Lotus pick?
yeah, we came in. We noticed like they had a lot of odds on them with the comp, so we thought we could abuse it, and we thought Lotus was also our best map, but maybe not now. um, Yeah, we came in really confident on the map. We thought we could abuse like one of the sites. Like I'm not gonna say exactly how, but it just didn't work out. Yeah, and then they also were just hitting their shots, and it was really hard to like get back into it. It's really momentum based, so it's really hard to like get something started. You know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
at the same time, it kind of felt like you guys were off in your play. Not really hitting the usual shots, and just kind of like that, those kinds of instances stacking on top of each other, and just kind of like snowball in a sense. Did you kind of feel like that as well? The team was off. In addition to that.
Yeah, I feel like once you start down, it gets really hard to like actually get confident and make calls and just do stuff together. But that's something we need to work on, I think, and hopefully we're better by the next match.
Well, even so, I do understand the fact that you felt you guys had the chance and you guys went for it, and despite the defeat on that, it's a baseline too where you guys can then work on for future occasions, and obviously we saw a much better showing in relation to that map on Ascent. I mean, sure, it's kind of like I say that in the sense that you guys ultimately lost, but how did you view the turnaround? What was the team discussion like from the end of map 1 to map 2, and how did you view the team's performance in map 2?
Yeah. After Lotus, we kind of shook it off pretty well. We knew the sim was also going to be a good map for us. We thought it was going to be a good map for us. We didn't think they would pick it though, but we thought it would be like third map maybe. So we came in. I feel like we won pistol, then we got bonused, or we got ecoed. So they forced spot, and they kind of caught us off guard. And it was really snowball. It's the same way it was first map. After that, we just couldn't get anything going.
Given what you said about like what G2 has been doing, what was the team's sort of read on that squad's movements and how different it was on the actual match itself? How did you kind of compare the game plan you guys had, having watched G2's movements in past matches, and how it kind of happened in real time?
Yeah, we had game like we thought we knew what they were gonna do, but they're really good at like I'll say this, they're really good at like changing up what they do to make it like non-counterable, and they adapt. I don't know, they're really good at adapting as well as a team. So we just I don't know, they're just a really hard team to play against. Yeah.
Okay. Not for sure. Definitely understand. Not revealing too much, and yeah, like
Yeah.
it's at the end of the day, you guys are walking away from this result. I mean, for a lot of people that are watching this result happen, I mean, many people kind of view this as like a worsening of form and stuff like that. How is the team gonna try to like move on from this? Because like, not only does it plays into the effect of the team's mentality and trying to move on from that, but it also affects the team's standings or more so potential towards moving on towards playoffs and in a general sense, um how are you guys going to try to move on from this? In the beginning stages.
We're just gonna try to shake it off and just focus on the new match and hopefully just play better next time. And they were the best team coming into this league, so like it's not gonna hurt that much compared to like another loss. But we just gotta get better for the next match, I think. Yeah.
No, for sure. And obviously now kind of pivoting over to yourself, Brock. Obviously, you're one of the newest members joining into the NRG squad at the start of stage one. I've had plenty of opportunities to talk to your other teammates in the team regarding your inclusion, and so far they've been highlighting the energy that you have brought to the squad, and how different it was from the previous iteration. And so I want to ask you, Brock, how have you been kind of transitioning into this new squad, and how has it been for you to just sort of understand the rest of the guys in the team, and in addition to like kind of reuniting with Mata, given your past history?
Yeah, it's been fun. I think it's fun being back with Mata. I think the team. I'm learning a lot with this team because everyone's like super experienced, like the core at least, and yeah, it's been really good. Yeah.
And what do you feel has been the biggest challenge so far, or maybe if that's the appropriate way to say, has there been any major challenges in when it comes to understanding how NRG is trying to form their game plan, form their mode of play?
Yeah, I think after every match, we're learning more and more how we should game plan as like a team. At least that's what it feels like. Like right here, we were super focused on the game plan and not really playing to adapt. Like this match at least, and that comes on. That's also like everyone needs to work on that. I think like we just need someone to I don't know, just like realize what's going on and just adapt. Because right here, there's just seem like adapt quick enough, and it kind of like snowballed way too hard.
Hmm. Do you feel like that's been one of the biggest challenges that the team has been kind of undergoing this stage, the inability to adapt?
I don't think it's that. I think maybe this map, this series, it could have been that. I know for Lotus for sure, we didn't adapt quick enough, but for Ascent, I'm not too sure what happened there. But yeah, for Lotus for sure.
I mean, going into Ascent, I mean, it's fair to say that like that final round of that map itself was kind of like an encapsulation of like the series itself, if that's the appropriate way to kind of put it. Focusing on that, like, what do you feel like just kind of happened in that final round?
I think in that final round, someone got like it was a 4v5, right? I don't really remember exactly what happened. I think we went down to a 4v5 and we were just trying to like fake mid to B and then go cat. There was really not like a hard game plan there. But I think they had like a KO to cut us off. So like it got really like screwed when the KO came in and we couldn't even do our split taste. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with that said, now you guys try to continue your run in this stage, facing up against your next two upcoming opponents, are which are of course MIBR and Leviathan, such teams that are kind of trying to find their footing in their own right. And so, how do you look at the road ahead? With NRG in its current form, coming off of this loss to G2 with a 1-2 record, how do you look at the road ahead, your next two upcoming opponents, and also the team's chances towards playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're gonna come in with really good confidence for like our next two matches, and I feel like these other two should be a good match. I think we're just gonna come in confident, be better next time. Yeah.
Of course, and hopefully you guys are able to do exactly that in due time, of course. And yeah, Brock, thank you so much for the opportunity for the interview. Really appreciate it, answering all of my questions, providing all the insight for what's happening within the NRG team. And of course, got to give you the best of luck for the road ahead.
Thank you.